Hey everyone, here today to show you a drunken cutting board. I've already glued up the boards. I'm using maple with some curl in it, some black walnut, and then some cherry. So already glued up. There's plenty of stuff out there to show you how to glue things. Main thing is I glued mine all face to face, so you're cutting on the edge grain, a lot stronger, a lot less likely to warp, and last longer. You know, you do what you want, but that's the way I do it because it's just better. So they're already glued up, already planed to 1 3/8. I wanted it fairly thick. Good luck with that. I just cut them on the bandsaw, all stacked up. You can see how I double-sided taped them, cut them all at the same time. Now I'm going to put them together to see what they look like. See if there's any, other flow. The walnut and the cherry turned out pretty nice. This was the bottom part, middle part, top part. Had a little sway in the maple, but hopefully we'll be able to squeeze that together and hopefully it'll match up with the other ones. So there it is, 13 inches wide by 20 inches, pretty much 20 inches long. Gonna try to keep that close to finish as possible. Okay, moving around a little bit. From a distance, they look pretty good, but I could see where, I should have probably put a bigger bandsaw blade on. I'm only using a 1/4 inch, like this. I'll squeeze a little bit of that in. Pretty thick, but overall, they look pretty decent. I have to glue them up this way. I might still mess with them and try to get a better fit for all three. But I'll have to glue them up the way they look now, and then basically cut across the grain like a chessboard with the same kind of swirly pattern, and then see how that flows together, and then go from there. All right, so they're glued up, planed. Overall, they came out, again, pretty good. I saw where I had a few sway marks, but overall they squeezed together pretty well. Now I'm going to stack them up on top of each other and cut across the grain, and I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. All right, get them stacked up. Just want to show you again. Use double-sided tape to lock them all together. So it's 3 layers. Again, I'm using 3 woods. I cut it 6 times, so I had 2 of each. You decide what kind of pattern you want. I'm going to cut it 6 times as well, so I have an even amount to go back and forth. So I'll put this one on top and go to the bandsaw. All right, so just got done off the bandsaw, and here they are after I switched them around. There's a couple patterns you can go. I cut them in 6s, so I would have 2 from each one to swap with each other. Could have done more, but I wanted to keep them fairly the same and get the bigger bubbles or curls, get the dizzy pattern. So there they are, a little sway again, but nothing I don't think I can squeeze together with clamps. If I have to make a paste, fill it in, try to cover it up, blend it in. So there they are. All right, next round. So they're all glued up. I routed like the drip edge the whole way around. I got some burn marks to get out. I also routed a little finger lip, there at the end. You can see, make it a little easier to pick up. So overall, they turned out pretty good. I got the first sanding down. We're done up to 150. Wet it to raise the grain. Now I'm going to sand it back with 100 to go 150, maybe go to 320. Wet it again to raise the grain, then sand it back down. I recommend at least 2. Should be sufficient enough for most people and their cutting boards. I'm going to sand these for 3 times. I like doing 3 if I'm making a cutting board myself, just so it stays smoother longer. But there they are. So far, so good. I did have to make a couple pastes, sawdust and wood glue paste matching the wood for some of the cracks. Sorry about the shadows. Filled it in. That, believe it or not, was filled in with some wood glue and walnut paste, so it turned out pretty good. You could use some, food safe epoxy, but I didn't have any, so I thought I'd just make it out of The old age trick of sawdust and wood glue. Hey everybody, the journey of the drunken, dizzy drunk cutting board, or whatever you want to call it, is over. Here it is. Get a nice look, nice view of it. Overall, I was able to squeeze most of the joints together. Had to fill in a little bit of paste. I did the drip edge on both sides. I have the handle grip on both ends. I sanded it up to 1000 grit. I wet it and sanded it 3 times to get the optimal smoothness as you start using it. That grain will stay small, stay flat, stay smooth. So there you go. The drunken, dizzy, drunk, whatever you want to call it, cutting board. Good luck. Have fun making it.